Hello curl friends and welcome to my video. I am Mickey B. Have we met? If not, it's nice to meet you. We are here today with Sunday of week 12 for my rehabilitation session, and today we will be moisturizing, moisturizing, and deep conditioning. So for those of you who may be seeing this for the first time, what we do is this is process where I'm rehabbing my hair. I had a thinned out area. I have a thinned out area in the top of my head, which let me go ahead and show it to you. It's this area right up in here that has thinned out, and I'm in the process of rebuilding, regrowing, and thickening it back up, and just overall improving the health of my hair. So that's what this is. I've made a commitment to my hair to deep condition once a week and to moisturize it and feed it twice a week. So every Sunday I deep condition, do this session that you're going to see today, and then every Wednesday I do a midweek session. And the reason I have it ready for you now but haven't done anything is I want you to see how moist my hair is and how it's being maintained during each session. If, like, over the summer there were a few times where I needed to do a couple of in between because it was so hot, but now that it's cooled off, it's really holding the moisture well. So let's go ahead and jump in, and we're gonna start. I like the idea of how I did it last week, where I just do the whole both sides and then I go ahead and braid it up at the end. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give it some moisture. It's a little earlier in the day today, and it's actually here in Southern California, it's quite hot during the day still, but it definitely cools off at night in the evening. So right now, if you can believe it, it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon and not 2 in the morning like I'm normally struggling through. So I figured, let me go ahead and do something for myself, and that means get ahead of the 8 ball. So that's what I'm doing before I get too busy and too distracted. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I have one story time. No, I have two. Well, I have one story time to share with you of my adventure for this week, and then I have one other item I want to share with you. So hopefully I don't forget through the course of this video, because you guys know once I start yip-yapping, my brain won't let me remember sometimes. But I just wanted to go over first the situation with my hair and update that. Now, I believe I'm going to try to henna next week, henna and wash next week. And the reason that I stretch it out so long, in case anybody's wondering that as well, is I'm trying to do as little as possible, number one, to my hair, and number two, the henna doesn't really give me a long-lasting coverage. As you can see, the gray it comes back rather quickly in this process, so that's not why I henna for the most part. I mean, I do like the little maybe week at best that I get when my hair is all black again, but I really like to do it for the conditioning that the henna provides. But the henna is also drying as well, so I don't want to get in the habit of doing it too much and it just drying my hair out, because that was a part of the problem before. My hair was dry because I wasn't regularly maintaining it like I'm doing now, and I really feel like my hair is responding to this. I'm trying not to focus on the spot too much until about 6 months. I figure a good 6 months will give me a better indication of any benefits that I'm getting from this in terms of that spot growing in. So having said all that, we've got a little moisture now on both sides. So let's go ahead and start. I always start with my left side because I'm right-handed. So what I start off with is the hair food. So I'll just, as I do it, I'll hold it up and show you just in case people are new. Excuse me. The other purpose of this video is to be a support group for those who know you need to be doing your hair and you don't feel like it, and sometimes you just want somebody in the background that's not talking about anything important but just to get you through this session, because that's basically the purpose that I am serving, which is why I entertain you with all my little daily life stories or anything else that I deem funny or interesting, or maybe little tips or something that I can share with you guys. So today's story that I'm going to share with you is my experience at the dentist. These are real life stories. I'm not making any of this stuff up. So, it's because of this pandemic and the situation with health care or medical care, any type of care, or any of our normal day-to-day stuff that we do kind of was put on hold for the most part, where offices being shut down and whatnot. So I hadn't gotten my annual, well, I get 2 teeth cleanings with my insurance, and I hadn't gotten one yet, and here we are in November. And so I called the dentist to schedule an appointment for a teeth cleaning. So I went in, and now let me just tell you, I have to exhale because just thinking about it, I hate doing these things lately because it seems like the dentist has turned into buying a car. It's like I feel like I'm at a used car salesman when I get in there. They start telling you all this stuff that you need and how serious it could be, and and I just don't trust. I don't trust because I know a lot of times when they're just trying to get your money just like everybody else. So I have trust issues when I go in there. So I always say, as soon as I go in, even when I called and made the appointment, I told her, I said, I'm just here. This appointment is only for the teeth cleaning that is included in my insurance. I want to make that clear. I said it on the phone. I'm not paying anything additional. I'm only here for the cleaning. And I said, so are you clear on that? This is the cleaning that is included. I will not be paying anything additional. Now, I'm using all my words carefully, and I'm very clear. I'm not stuttering. I'm not hesitating. None of it, because when I come in there, I don't want any problems, because the office that I was with before, that's why I'm not with them anymore, because they sit you down and they go through this whole routine of trying to tell you, it's literally like buying a car. If I want to go buy a car, I won't come to the dentist. If I come here for a teeth cleaning, take me back and clean my teeth. That's all I'm here for, people. So, alright, sorry, my voice was raised because I'm telling you, this stuff frustrates me. So, if you see my tone raised, it's because this is a fresh, pissed off, well, I wasn't pissed off, but irritated, like I've always been. So anyway, so I get in there, go in for the appointment. Now, I've been to this office before, and I know they have this tendency. So that's why I said it when I made the appointment, because I wanted to impress upon them that when I get in there, I'm not trying to play your games. We did this the last time. So, but I'm trying to hang with you guys because I'm tired of switching dentists. It's convenient, location-wise, and I'm trying to work with them. But all I can do is be honest, upfront, and straightforward. So I get in there, they call me in, and so she takes me to the room, and then she's like, okay, come on in, follow me. So I follow her to the room, and she sits me down. She says, you're getting a whitening today, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not getting a whitening today. I'm getting just a teeth cleaning that comes with my insurance that I will not be paying anything additional for. I'm, like I say, using my words carefully, reiterating it through the whole appointment. And so she's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. She says, well, come with me this way then, because it's another room if you're just getting a teeth cleaning. And I said, I'm not doing anything extra today. I'm not here for that. So I just, again, just for the record. Now I said, and I'm saying it through the story so that you can see how much I was saying it to them, being very clear and upfront. So she takes me to the other room. Anyway, so okay, we're gonna move on to the creamy mixture, which has the shea base seeds and all the different oils that I have in here. So that's what this is. Push that up a little bit. And this is the part that, ooh, I hate to do it on the middle finger, so I'll show you this way. But this is the part that just goes on my scalp. Alright, so back to the story. So she takes me to my room. Oops. And, oh, I'm tripping. I was getting ready to put that on my scalp. Okay. See, this is what I'm saying. I'd be forgetting. So she takes me to the room where I'm supposed to be. And then she said, okay, you're getting a teeth cleaning. She said, so we're going to have to take some x-rays. And I said, okay. I says, but are the x-rays included in my insurance? Is this going to cost? And she was like, well, let me check. So she goes, no, I don't think so, but let me check. I'm like, yeah, check. Because don't, you know, they try to be slick and move real fast and provide the service and then try to trap you into paying for something you didn't agree to. I'm like, I'm on to you. You're not going to just try to slick me into a bill. It's not happening. I'm leaving here today and I'm not dropping you off any money. Okay, so can you just please honor that? That's what frustrates me, because as much as I keep saying it, they just love to act like they just skip over it, you know, and think they're just gonna start performing some services on me that I'm gonna be paying for that I didn't want, and in most cases don't need. So anyway, she's like, okay, let me check. She pulls it up on the computer, she looks, and she was like, oh yeah, with your annual teeth cleaning, you do get x-rays, but it's not like a full-on set of x-rays. It's like a basic set of x-rays that I think that just maybe shows like the basics of your teeth and not really down deep and dirty type of an extensive set. So I was like, so the guy comes in. I said, okay. So the guy comes in, he takes the x-rays, and after he takes the x-rays, he pokes and he prods. I guess this is the hygienist, is what I think that's what they called him. And so he took the x-rays, and then after he took the x-rays, he poked and he prodded, and he said, you know, he showed them to me. He kind of went over them really quickly. And he says, well, okay, so we're done. He says, I just want to let you know that, no, first he goes, after he took the x-rays, he goes, I just want to look around a little bit, kind of poke and prod, after he just like looked at them quickly on the, the monitor, because it's all quick and electronic now. So after he looked, he says, I just want to look inside and kind of poke and prod around, because that's when they check your gums and see what the condition of your gums is by sticking that little metal thing down inside and seeing how deep it goes, etc. So he was like, well, there's one area here on your x-ray, it kind of has like a little deep pocket, you know, we may want to address that. And you know, he kind of goes over, you know, that looks like it could be a little bone loss in that area, and you know, probably could use a deep cleaning today, and you know, all this stuff, just addressing that area. So I'm like, I said, all right, well, I said, that's something that is gonna have to wait until later. I said, I want to get through 2020, see how this year is shaping up, you know, just, it's a very different time right now we're in, and I want to, you know, make sure that I'm good before I start scheduling services and having to pay for something right now. I said I'd like to be a little bit more secure in my position. So, you know, and I'm telling them this because I'm like, I'm just not paying you guys anything today. I will get this done when I'm ready to get it done. But I don't like the whole scare tactic, try to make you feel like, you know, the sky is falling, Chicken Little scenario where, you know, I'm running around, the sky is falling, my teeth are falling out. And I know that's not the case. I take care of my teeth, my daily, you know, what I can do at home. You know, I floss, I brush, I use the products, you know, that have the good ingredients in it to maintain. I have a gajillion tubes of toothpaste and other oral care products from my couponing days. I have everything you can imagine. I will probably never run out in this lifetime. That's how crazy it is. So, and I never believed them. I'm not having any pain or anything. You didn't see any cavities or anything. So he was like, well, I'm gonna have the dentist come in and he's gonna take a second look. And no, he didn't say that. So he was like, okay. So once he went over, the hygienist, once he finished looking at my teeth, gave me his little quick overview, told me about the little part that had like a little deeper pocket, which I knew what he was talking about because there's a little area where food gets stuck in there. And I said, that's probably, you know, where food gets stuck a lot when I'm eating like meats and stuff. And he was like, yeah, that's probably why that's happening, because you got that little deep pocket. So I could see that. So, you know, I'm not in disagreement with that whole thing right there. So he leaves and he was like, okay, well, the surgeon will come in and I guess clean my teeth. Did I get something on the wall? So I was waiting, and then in comes the surgeon. It's like this little relay team thing that they do. So he comes in and he was like, if you don't mind, I'm gonna look around. So he does the same thing. I'm gonna look around. You can feel me poking and prodding a little here and there. So he does the same routine as the other guy just did. So I guess he wants to co-sign the other guy's work and be in agreement. So this is where they want you to feel like, okay, you got two opinions that are in agreement and you really need this. This is, to me, part of their little play-by-play that they throw on patients who get sucked into the stuff. So anyway, he does his little part and he kind of says the same thing, and he was like, you know, you really need to get a deep cleaning today. Now mind you, as you guys would imagine, a deep cleaning costs money. Okay, it costs money, and you have to be numbed, and you have to get more x-rays. So I know what y'all trying to build up to. I know what you're doing. So I just listen. I'm very calm because I'm like, I'm so sick of this. I'm sick of it. They do this every time. So he was like, well, I says, well, again, I'm just here today to get my annual cleaning. I'm not in a position to do anything above and beyond that right now. And I said, until next year and we see how things are going, I can come back and take care of that and reschedule, you know, all the services. He goes, okay. So I said, so he goes, okay, so I'm going to have my office manager come in and just give you an assessment of everything that you need and how much it will cost. And so now I'm just like, I'm super irritated. So I said, can I just get the teeth cleaning first and then you can tell me all that? I said, I'd rather have my teeth cleaning before you drop the bad news, because it's like, I know what they're doing now, so I'm gonna play along with you. And I said, because it's not gonna change anything. I said, I'm not getting anything done additional today. I said, it's just so there's no point in me getting it now before the cleaning, because I was trying to get back home too, because I had to go back to work. So, and then he pauses, because it's like, I like to throw a wrench in your little game that you're trying to play. I know the little tag team, you come out and the other one leaves, you come in and you send her in, and then you try to, that's like, man, that's the old thing they do when I was refereeing basketball. You got, like, that's the whole good cop, bad cop type of idea where they back and forth you with different people, so you might have a different response. So you send the female in because you're trying to, oh, she's a female, maybe she can relate to her better. You know, whatever game y'all trying to play. I'm not the one. So I says, can I just get my teeth cleaning and we can go over all that after, since I'm not getting anything additional today. And so he pauses and he was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. I said, yeah. I said, I'd just rather get it done and be finished, and then you can let me know before I leave. And so he goes, well, okay. Well, most people, because I said, because again, I'm not getting anything done. I'm only here today for my cleaning. I've stressed this all morning. I'm only here for my cleaning. And I'm telling you the story this way because this is how it's building up in me. The same crap that I have to deal with every time. Every time. So he was like, okay, well, you know, it's just that sometimes, you know, people like to find out before. What they got to do with me? If people want to find out before, they can find out before. I just told you what I wanted. So why are you bringing up what people like? I'm not people. This people or person just told you what she likes. But it's messing up your little scam of trying to come over here and rush all this information on me to try and get me to feel like, oh, I need to get this done. So he was like, okay. And so as he was saying that, the lady was behind me, ready to come in. You know, she was on her mark and action. So she thought she was just gonna stroll in there after he was like, you know, let me have her come in. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. Just give me the cleaning first. So he pauses and he's like, okay. And then so she sneaks her butt in there anyway. And I can't remember what she said to come in there and do it. I'm still trying to remember how she eased her way on in there to try and end up doing it, because it was, I can't remember that part, but I knew what she was doing. She kind of slipped in there on something. Oh, by the way, I am putting on the shea butter now on my whole head, and the shea butter helps hold down my hair. You know how shea butter, it's thick, it's heavy, and you see how it's just gluing that stuff down. So that's why I like the shea butter. So anyway, the office manager lady comes in, and somehow she wiggled her way into dang, what did she do? What did she say? I can't remember how she came in there, but she thought she was slick and did something and ended up, I can't remember that part, but she ended up getting to doing what he wanted her to come in there and do anyway, and that was to give me this whole rundown of, well, you really need this deep cleaning. And oh, I think I know what it was. She came in and she said, your insurance, it says that you don't have insurance or something like that. She was checking the insurance company. She says, do you have a card, or do you know what it's under, or which company is it with? Is it still with Delta Dental? And I was like, let me see, because it was on my phone. And so I said, let me pull it up real quick, because I said this was the insurance they had was the older insurance from the last time that I had been to them, which was 2018. So I hadn't made it back until 2019. I switched insurance and I hadn't been there since the last time. So I pulled it up on my phone, and she's like, oh, okay, well, let me go and see, make sure I can find your insurance and, you know, give them the okay to go ahead and do the cleaning. So she came back and she says, okay, I found it, because it was now with MetLife. It was no longer Delta Dental. So she found me and she was like, okay, so you have the, whoops, these clips don't hold up well if you drop them, these hard plastic ones, just FYI. So anyway, so she finds my insurance, she comes in, and then she was saying, trying to get the whole, you know, if you really need to get the deep cleaning today. You know, the doctor says you really need to get the deep cleaning. You know, he highly recommends it because, you know, you want to, you know, they start telling you how all this stuff could happen with your teeth and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, that's fine. I said, that's something that I can schedule and get later. And then she was like, well, so what she did was, when she was saying, I'm doing the part that makes everybody shudder, the hair grease. And this, I just do a little bit for shine on top of the cocoa butter. I don't know if it really gives me shine, but I like to believe that it does. So that's why I do this, just an overview on both sides like that. Not much, but I know all of this is really sealing in moisture in my hands. So anyway, she's like, the doctor really recommends you get the deep cleaning. And she was like, I said, is the deep cleaning included? And she was like, no, let me go see how much it costs. So she runs out, you know, so fast, because now she's got her in to go out and start trying to haggle me with prices and services. So she comes back and she says, a deep cleaning, she says, you're covered 80%, and then your responsibility is only 20%. So she said, and I says, well, how much is a deep cleaning? And she said, a deep cleaning is, I think she said either $1,300 or $1,394. And she said, and with your insurance, your portion would be somewhere around $250, $260. She said, and we could do it in 2 appointments. She said, could you just pay half today of the $250, $260 amount? And she says, and then we can do it in 2 appointments. You can come back on the second appointment and pay the other half. So I just looked at her and I'm like, here we go. And I just said, no, I can't. Now, I could have if I really wanted to, but the thing with me is when you don't hear me and when you try to push stuff on me, you're going to get rejected at every cost if you're trying to get me to spend money before I'm ready to spend it. When I tell you my situation and you just ignore it and don't acknowledge, you act like you hear it. Yeah, I understand it's hard for everybody, but then you come back and press me, try to get me to drop you off some funds. I don't like that. I don't like that when I go to a car dealership. It's like I'm on top of my money, how I spend my money and when I spend it. And I'm very financially responsible. So the little, you know, tactics that people try to put into place really piss me off when they do this. So she was like, well, could you pay half? And I'm like, no. She was like, well, the doctor, he says that you really need to get this deep cleaning. And I'm like, well, that's fine. I understand. I said, he told me that back in 2018. I don't have it yet. I didn't get it yet. And I'm fine. So that's why I'm like, it's not working, because I'm not really believing how badly I need it based off of this, because everywhere I go, I get this same little routine. So, and they even said in my x-rays, you know, there's been no change except for that little pocket area. I feel like they had to find something to zoom in on, because anyways, that's just my response to what they're doing and how they handle this. Last thing before I braid this hair up is I'm going to do the Jamaican black castor oil on my edges and down the middle, and then we're good to go. I'm gonna braid this up. So she was like, okay, because I said, no, I don't have half to give you. I don't want to, I'm just here for my cleaning, lady. So, you know, I'm a real calm person. I don't get hypey. I don't curse people out, yell and scream. You know, I'm very much in control of that, but if they knew how I felt internally and what I was thinking, they would be getting cursed out. But I don't handle myself that way, especially publicly. I try to be very professional. So they can't try to turn nothing on me and make me look like the angry black woman, you know, the little trap they like to put you in, or people like to put you in at times. I don't like to give that to them, so I refrain from going off. But I'm clearly irritated, and I'm letting you see that part, because I'll be like, I'm only here, you know, I'll handle it like that so they can see I'm getting annoyed with you. So she goes, okay, well, let me go. I'll be right back. She goes out. She comes back in. She says, if we were to knock off the $50 or $60, could you pay $100 today? And then $100 on the next appointment, because we could break it in half. And I just looked at her and I said, no. Because you want to act like you don't hear me, then you just getting those, because you asking me to go off on you, and I'm trying not to. I'm really trying. So she was like, okay. She goes out. Now at this point, I'm about to rip that little bib they put on you like this off. And you know how you see in them interviews when people get pissed off in interviews and they snatching off microphones and stuff. I'm like seconds before that point with the little bib they put on, you know, when they're getting ready to clean your teeth. So when she comes back in a third time, she goes, the doctor really wants you to get this deep cleaning. You know, it's very important that you get it. So she was like, what we can do is, she says, what if we just waive your part, your 20%, and we go ahead and collect the payment from the insurance company, and you don't have to pay anything. Could you get it done then? So basically now, and see, I knew when she went and checked my insurance, when she saw that my insurance covered 80%, they were like, okay, we getting this 80%. We not letting this chick leave. We gonna somehow get that 80%. So they got excited, but they still got greedy. Because I'm like, you're not getting any money from me today. And the reason, by the way, I'm like this is because I have had a few experiences in my past where shady dentists have done shady things with my insurance. They've claimed services that they never performed. I had to call in and find out. I had one dentist go off on me in the middle of a root canal because I did call and check on him just to make sure it was legit, and he got all in his feelings and called my home on a Saturday talking about I accused him of some wrongdoing. I said, I didn't accuse you of anything. I just called to confirm that the pricing you gave me was correct, because I've had experiences where people have taken advantage. So if you want to get mad at me over that, that's you. You should be glad that I'm being responsible and confirming that you are legit. Don't come over here calling me up at my house, you know, going off on me like your feelings are hurt. I never said that about you, but the fact that it's bothering you this much must mean a little bit of something. Because if you were honest and sincere, you would have been like, okay, cool. She found out that I told her the truth. Why you gotta call me at my home with this little, I mean, he was hot, but a little older dude. And so anyways, and I was in the middle of a procedure with him, and now it was very awkward, but I'm like, you know what? I didn't do anything wrong. I was being responsible. So I'm going back in that office, and he's gonna finish my procedure. And if anything goes down, yeah, everybody knows about it. So you better think twice, homie. That's all I'm saying. And I went back in that office. It was very awkward. You know, they were all whispering. It was like real high school. Like, you know what? You don't bother me. It's like, I'm not stupid, okay? That's what you would like, but I'm not stupid, and I'm not gonna sit here and just accept and believe what everybody tells me, because people lie. I've already had it happen. I've already caught a dentist that claimed all this stuff, and when I called him on it, his excuse was, oh, well, we filed the claim for those services because there are a lot of people who don't have insurance. So when we see that people do have insurance, we filed that claim so we can offer free services to people who don't have insurance. Like, what kind of sense does that make? You're shady, you did something you weren't supposed to do, you try to take advantage, and you give me this bunk excuse. So it was after that incident that now I always check. So getting back to this chick, so she was like, what if we, you know, just waive it and you don't pay anything? So now they're desperate. The pandemic has been hard for everybody, so now you see that your greed was not getting you anywhere, trying to break it down into payments, not hearing what I was saying when I'm like, this is all I want. Somebody comes in and tells you that, just give them what they want. Maybe if you would have done that, we could have worked our way back around to some services. Because you remember, I have that FSA card that I have that $200 and something on, so I could have used that for. But the way you handled it, I don't appreciate it. You get blocked. So she comes in there, and I'm like, I said, you know, okay, you guys, sorry about that. My memory card filled up. I talked over 35 minutes. That is too long, but I got so into the story. So I know you're gonna curse me right now, but I'm gonna finish the story on Wednesday because I don't want to have to rewind and go remember back where I was, and that'll just carry me through Wednesday as well because I have to run out and take care of some errands. So hopefully you're not pissed, but if you are, I totally understand, and go ahead and curse me, and I'll finish the story on Wednesday. So thanks for joining me today. I have been deep conditioning already while this camera was downloading the previous footage so that I could record this just to come and close it out. And again, I apologize, but thanks for joining me. I'll see you on Wednesday, and take care of your hair. All right, bye-bye, you guys.